Marak, Muk Muk, Morakan, Gwambu, Morach, Nachitangyunga. Marak, Muk Muk, Morakan, Gwambu, Morach, Nachitangyunga. Marak, Muk Muk, Morakan, Gwambu, Moraj, 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 Nachitangyunga. Marak, Muk Muk, Morakan, Gwambu, Moraj. Marak, Muk Muk, Morakan, Gwambu, Moraj, Nachitangyunga. 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 chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Marak muk muk murak and gwambu muraj. Nachi chang nyunga. Bonya da komba he bopajane bopajan. Bonya da komba he bopajane bopajan. Bonya da komba he bopajane bopajan. Bonya da komba he bopajane bopajane. Hey, hey, Bonya da komba he bopajane bopajan. 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 Hey, Bonya da komba he bopajane bopajan. 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 like to invite Auntie Sharon to do the welcome to country.
Elders, students, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charlene Robinson. I'm known throughout the community as Auntie Shaz. I'm a local Dharawal elder. On my mum's side of the family, I come from a little town called Corindai up near Tamworth Way, and so that makes me Gamilaroi. And on my dad's side of the family, I'm from a place called Wallaga Lake down the coast. So I'm part of the Yuin Nation. Thank you for inviting me here today to welcome you all to our country. I am honoured to be here and want all the students who are graduating to know how proud I am of each and every one of you. You have had such a long and hard journey to reach your goals, and here you are. Stand tall, be proud. You deserve all life has to offer. Congratulations. Yulunga, welcome. Come gather on our land. We gather here today on this special place on country, land of my ancestors, who have been the traditional custodians since the dream time, the Altaringa, the past, the present, and the future. They have nurtured it, protected this land for thousands and thousands of years. They walked it, worked it, and hunted and gathered on it, thus allowing all of us to live here, bring our little ones up here, teach them to know the ways of the ones that have passed. For it is the children now and in the future that will nurture and protect Mother Earth so that she will continue to look after all of us. As we gather here today, let us all remember our history, the history of this country, the struggles, the pain and suffering, the stolen generation, the children taken, still today trying to find their family and their way back home. Welcome to the Yuin Nation, land of the Dharawal people, the Wadi Wadi, Alauri, and others that visit and make this country their home. Dharawal land that extends from Greater Sydney in the north to Picton in the west and south to the Shoalhaven River, taking in Moss Vale, Kangaroo Valley, and of course, here, the Illawarra. Some clan and subgroups of the Dharawal are Geringer, Shoalhaven Heads, Bong Bong, Mittagong, Barrel, Murra, Kiama, Mullet, Alauri, Wadi Wadi, Thurl the Leech, Gurrawal, La Perouse, Humpback Whale, and Bidjigal. Coastal groups were keen fishermen and women. Men fished with spears, and women used their nets. And it was not uncommon to travel right up and down the coastline in search of shellfish, fish, waterfowls, and coastal berries. Evidence of our movement and occupation along the coast can be seen at our midden sites throughout the district. Major occupation sites are Stanwell Park, Sandon Point, Bellambi Lagoon, Belmore Basin, Hill 60, Primby, Windang, the perimeters of Lake Illawarra, Shell Harbour, Bass Point, Killalea Mystics, Minamurra, Kiama, Wary Beach in the lagoon, Blackhead, Crooked River, and 7 Mile Beach. Our land is rich in minerals and water resources, both fresh and salt. It also has a vast array of flora and fauna. The coal from our land is mined and used to produce our power. Some of our mountains have been turned into hard rock quarries. Many of these quarries are throughout Dharawal country. Our waterways, well, they have been dammed to supply us with the necessary water. In amongst this country and all over Dharawal land, there is a lot of evidence that proves our people have lived here and have enjoyed the fruits of our land for thousands and thousands of years. Modern research and science acknowledge that we are the oldest living culture on this planet. We scarred the earth with our engravings and our ceremonial areas, the corroboree grounds. We decorated the caves with our knowledge of Mother Earth and the ancestral beings that created her. Our signatures are in the land, not just in our DNA. We know the sacred men and women's areas, and we know that when the sallywattle blossoms, the lobster are in abundance, or when the bottlebrush blossoms, the mullet, they are running. How do we know this and why do we know it? Because that is our nature. Mother Earth is our nature. I ask you all to be proud of country. Look after Mother Earth, and in return, she will look after all of us. We welcome you to our country with respect and ask you to respect our country and our values as we have done since the Altaringa. Live each season as it passes, breathe the air and drink the drink, taste the fruit and know that Mother Earth provides for all of us. Again, I say Yulunga, have a wonderful day and evening. Congratulations again to our students. I hope your journey is strong and good. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Shaz, for that warm welcome and for those wise words reminding us all of the importance of being rooted in Mother Earth and in our past. And for that, of course, we need to recognize, all of us need to recognize what has happened and be reconciled with our history. And as our graduates look to their future, thank you also for those uplifting words. Stand tall, be proud. You deserve all that the future has to offer. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Professor Theo Farrell. I'm the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Academic and Student Life at the University of Wollongong. And I'm thrilled to be your Master of Ceremonies for this afternoon's ceremony. I would like to acknowledge our Indigenous Strategy Unit and our local Aboriginal community. Their leadership has brought to life a vision for an inclusive, reconciled and united Australia through this graduation ceremony where we recognise that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples are the knowledge holders of country. And thank you also to all of you for joining us here today on this very special occasion. So before we begin proceedings, may I ask everyone please to turn their mobile phones to silent. Thank you. Now, it'll be no surprise for you all to hear that the university is extremely proud of our graduates. And we're immensely excited to celebrate your achievements in person here today. We also want to congratulate family and friends who have supported our graduates on their journey. And as Auntie Shays has reminded us, it has been a challenging journey for many people, and hence that family support has been so important. We know that many of our students and our graduates have endured many aspects of the COVID pandemic, and you have triumphed. And so here we are today to congratulate the graduates of 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022 on their many achievements. And also to acknowledge their dedication and commitment to their goals and their aspirations to make our community and world a better place. So I'd like to invite everyone to please join me now in congratulating our graduates. Please now stand for an instrumental version of the Australian National Anthem. Please be seated. I would now like to introduce the Deputy Chancellor, one of the university's highest officials, Mr. Robert Ryan, to give the congratulatory address.
Graduates, family and friends, welcome to this graduation ceremony. My name is Robert Ryan. I'm the Deputy Chancellor of the University of Wollongong, and I'm honoured to be here with you today. It is truly one of the highlights of my role to witness students celebrate this great milestone. I'd like to thank the Wollongong Indigenous Centre and members of our Aboriginal community for your leading of the procession today. The smoking ceremony was incredibly moving and makes these events very special. I pay my respects to Aboriginal elders past and present and acknowledge their continued spiritual and cultural connection to the lands on which the University of Wollongong campuses are located. As part of today's celebration, we are focusing on the themes of the artwork Cultural Healing by artists Auntie Lorraine Brown and Auntie Narelle Thomas from the Kumadichi United Aboriginal Corporation. You'll see this artwork all around you on your graduation booklets as part of the stage design and in various other contexts. The artwork depicts bush tucker, ocean tucker, and medicinal plants and flowers of dreaming stories. All these things play a role in the health and well-being of Indigenous people, including the stories that explain how things came to be and why we exist. It is believed that this is where knowledge, strength, and a reason why came from. We hope to continue learning from building a deeper understanding of this cultural wisdom. Looking out to this marvellous sea of gowns, I'd like to begin by congratulating each and every one of our graduating students. You are the reason we do what we do. Indeed, it's a special occasion for all of us: friends, family, teachers, mentors, but it is especially significant for you, our graduates. Today's events are the culmination of years of hard work, personal sacrifice, and commitment. I hope you feel a deep sense of pride and will take this moment to reflect on your achievements and how far you have come. As a cohort, you share in a unique education experience in an extremely challenging time in our history. So much has changed in recent years, and like many industries, universities have had to undertake rapid innovation, particularly in teaching and learning. The strength and determination you have shown to get here will stay with you and hold you in good stead for many years to come. I hope that your experience at UOW have shaped not only the person you are today and the career you're about to embark on, but also the curiosity, empathy, and compassion you will take with you. The world is changing so quickly. As we face complex social, environmental, and economic challenges, I'm confident that, as graduates of the University of Wollongong, you are well placed to lead the way forward. The completion of your studies at UOW places you among the most employable graduates in Australia, and indeed the world. The success of our graduates is one of the many reasons our university enjoys such a strong reputation and is ranked among the top 1% of universities globally, while aiming higher every day. With programs at campuses in Dubai, Hong Kong, and Malaysia, and partner institutions in China and Singapore, I hope that you feel proud of being a part of a university with an outstanding reputation that spans the globe. Alongside the many changes that will happen in your lives following graduation, today also marks a new type of connection with this university. One I hope will be lifelong, through further study or as a proud ambassador, joining our vibrant global alumni community of more than 170,000 alumni from almost 200 different countries. You are connected by the shared experience of studying at the University of Wollongong. As much as is possible, I encourage you to maintain the connection with the university and your fellow graduates. The relationships you have formed during your time here will be invaluable in the years to come. Know this, graduates, you are our greatest achievement, and along with our researchers and partners, you are at the heart of UOW's mission to create lasting and positive impact. It's this community of like-minded people that has shaped our university to become a world leader for social and economic impact. Together with our partners, we're working to solve the biggest questions facing society and striving towards a better quality of life for future generations. This ceremony is public recognition of your commitment and your achievement. It has been our absolute pleasure and privilege to have witnessed and played an integral role in your journey. I hope you will soak up every minute of these celebrations, remembering that this is not a conclusion, indeed this is a beginning. I hope you will capture these feelings of pride, energy and passion and take them with you into your future. The transition you're making today from student to graduate is an opportunity to re-establish your priorities, take stock and focus on your future. It is time now to celebrate. Celebrate your hard work and success and know that the world is at your feet. As you set forth in your careers, remember to always be bold, courageous and strong, and stay true to your beliefs. Again, my best wishes and congratulations to each of our graduates. May you have a very happy and memorable graduation day. Thank you for making us proud.
Thank you, Deputy Chancellor. It is now my great pleasure to commence the presentation of the 2019, 2020, 2021 and 2022 graduates to our Deputy Chancellor. I now introduce the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Social Sciences and Humanities, Senior Professor Sue Bennett, to present the graduates to the Deputy Chancellor for the Faculty of Arts, Social Sciences and Humanities.
Thank you, Professor Farrell. It's my great pleasure to be here celebrating with our graduates today. We're very proud of what you've achieved, and I wish to convey my personal congratulations to each and every one of you. Will the graduates who are to be presented with undergraduate and postgraduate awards from the Faculty of the Arts, Social Sciences and Humanities please stand? Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the graduates to receive awards from the Faculty of the Arts, Social Sciences and Humanities.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I confirm your admission to the awards for which you have been qualified.
Graduates, please be seated.
Isabella Susan Ambrosi. May Anderson. Angus Andrews. Nathan Beanie. Michael Black. Ashley Bond. Jack Boulding. Joshua Campbell. Alana Chapman. Yun Ching Chu. Madeline Louise DeFara. Leah Fussell. Manopi Jose. Caitlin Hamilton. Catherine Hayes. Brooke Emma Holm. Ethan Scott Jagers. Kristen Maximov. Lachlan Warwick Maver. Ambryn Merchant. Charlotte Piero. Lauren Quayle Blake. Zaina Azhar Sayeda. Madeline Marie Spencer. Gabriella Teeny. Bianca Torrisi. Leo Charles Twemlow. Trinity Vasquez. Alicia Jane Waters. Laura Wilson. Kirsty Rose Alexander. Elliot Jack Boswell. Emily May Cook. Christine Beverly Dorigato. Emma Florini. Shannon Louise Green. Shelis Hobu. Sophie Leathers. Elise Jane Sinclair. Ankita Som. Hayley Jane Woods. Elise Hallinan. Laura Rose Cross. Isabel Page Battram. Brittany Violet Flagel. Therese Michelle Restante. Diana Ristic. Tate Rowan Robinson. Misha Goldrick. April Veriaustinsky. Brittany Ritchie. Kyle Chapman. Michelle Nelly Duplessis. Deborah Leanne Fufaro. Jemima Kate George. Catherine Horsley. Carolyn Newen. Jessie Sylvia Purvis. Juliette Mariel Rua Blanco. Hinata Tokimoto. Mariam Chanawi. Courtney Rose Collar. Emily Rose Cox. Nicola Sky Crampton Smith. Madeline Rose Miles. Sasha Rees. Molly Thorne. Erin Julie Fraser Condon. Rose Copping. Simon DeMayo. Natalie Ristanchevsky. Leighton Ajus. Caitlin Mary Elizabeth Goldthorpe. Jack Kelly. Adam Harrison Mansfield. Jesse Sharp. Nathan Harrapin. Patrick Gilmore. Lauren Marie Hemsworth. Holly Kemp. Zach Stewart. Shokat Jahan Tony. Corey Mark Williams. Catherine Baranquiro. Amy Stephanie Lloyd. Rema Nakre. Catherine Biggs. Mika Bliokas. Drew Buckley. Simona Connor. Jessica Fleming. Miriam Hadaya. Ashley Hart. William He. Eden Lucas. Joshua Leith Miller. Sophie Patterson. Caitlin Barbara Smith. Haley Natalia Velasco. Mia Ann Punnett. Brianna Kaylee Wells. Alexandra Stacy Blanche. Vanessa Clark. Faith Costigan. Erin Louise Foster. Marko Milosavljevic. Gemma Mitchell. Brooke Manon Monroe. Alison Stephen. Melina Nancy DiBella. Marissa Ashley Pitt. James Andrew Smith. Gabriela Ivancic. Julian Enriquez. Shanae Daly. Catherine Jane Viles. Hannah Badorek. Dana Bajic. Morgan Ramsey. Zoe Angel Lewis. Emma Prima. Emma Ralphs. Vera Marie Stasinopoulos. Marie Vatisha Carey. Sepiso Munalula. Amelia Johnston. Rachel Lynette Knowles. Andrea Margaret Cantle. Louise Vivian Osborne. Reese Lucialpo. Serena Sorrentino. Leighton Hughes. Jimmy Oscar Pearson. Imogen Wilhelmi. Emily Marie Perkins. Caitlin Sloan. Jessica Rose Diane Waite. Hannah Emily Jeremia. Nakaila Fulau Lakalaka Duncan. Mary Isabel Pilkington. Lillian Campbell. Samuel Quirk. John Benjamin Gilly. Benjamin James Meikle.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be continuing with the presentation of awards shortly. I would now like to introduce our musical item for today. It's my great pleasure to introduce J.R. Rain. J.R. Rain has been performing for as long as he can remember, whether on stage, in studio with award-winning artists and producers, or lending his acting talents to a myriad of productions, including Home and Away. J.R. already has an extensive career, including an ARIA nomination for his song, Rocks and Plans. J.R.'s album, Go On Easy, is now out everywhere, as well as a string of singles that he has released directly from his home studio during 2020's lockdown. J.R. is excited to be back playing live music, and we are very grateful that he's able to join us here today. Please join me in welcoming J.R., who's going to perform Happy.
Thank you. It might sound crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. A hot air balloon and I'm going to space. We'll be here, I don't care, baby, by the way. 'Cause I'm happy, clapping along. If you're a room without a roof, yeah. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along, yeah, if happiness is to you. You clap along if you know that that's what you want to do. Combat news, they're talking this and that. You can take it away from me, take it back. News for you, well, I'll be just fine. Well, I don't mean to offend you, but don't waste your time. 'Cause I'm happy, clapping along. If you feel like a room without a roof, 'cause I'm happy, clapping along. Yeah, happiness is the truth, yeah. Clap along if you know what it is to you. You clap along, yeah, that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't nothing to bring me down. My love is too high. Bring me down, can't nothing to bring me down. No, my love is too high. Bring me down, can't nothing to bring me down. My love is too high. Bring me down, no, nothing can bring me down. 'Cause I'm happy, clapping along. If you're a rumor with a high roof, yeah, clap along, yeah, happiness is the truth. You clap along, yeah, if you know what it is to you, yeah. You clap along, yeah, that's what you want to do. Thank you so much, guys. Give yourself a big round of applause. Congratulations. Cheers.
We will now present the awards for our postgraduate graduates from the Faculty of the Arts, Social Sciences and Humanities.
Julian Amos. Reese Stephen Flack. Turia Alam. Usha KC. Sabina Kaki. Olivia Sarah Thackeray. Ishida Anand. Balot Setseg Batrensen. Sagar Krishan Chandra Bambi. Kuljit Kaur. Kratika Mehta. Geeta Sunam. Sashikala Tamang. Anushri Upadhyay. Bibek Kafle. Richa Raghunath Parwa. Nita Shrestha. Usman Yazin. Delini Danushika Kumare Ekanayaka. Arati Bushal. Sajana Gulay Lama. Kusum Gurung. Zakia Leila Islam. Kushal Kadka. Sumit Maharjan. Manpreet Kaur Man. Sujita Chandran Pillai. Ocean Pradhan. Pinky Rai. Ramandeep Kaur. Sangeeta Shakya. Lisa Shrestha. Anushka Sigdel. Tanisha Suna. Ramyata Sunua. Susan Tabik. Amy Louise Calver. Sukmaya Gurung. James Kadki. Kate V. Liddy. Madison Lee Ryan. Akshay Prakash Pujbal. Renee Lauren Woolley. Emma Geisler. Chelsea Lane Evans. Emma Shanae Hawken. Sutara Aisling Potter. Emerson Burke. Elizabeth Grace Hanna. Stuart Robertson. Rupa Lohi Manodi. Georgia Marie Riley. Elena Kantorovska. Vivian El Shamar.
It is now with great pleasure that I announce our doctoral award recipients today. Will the graduates who are to be presented with doctoral awards from the Faculty of the Arts, Social Sciences and Humanities please stand? Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the doctoral graduates from the Faculty of the Arts, Social Sciences and Humanities who, by reason of their thesis and other work at the university, have met the requirements for admission to doctoral degrees.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I confirm your admission to the doctoral degrees for which you have qualified.
Deputy Chancellor, I present to you for their doctoral degrees, for their exploration into the embodied dimensions of road cycling and the formation of gendered cycling identities, Dr. Lance Robert Barry. For their study into Papua New Guinean migrants' food sustainability practices and what can be learned from them, Dr. Rebecca Suganya Campbell. For their exploration into children's 24-hour movement behaviours and psychosocial health during the transition from primary to secondary school, Dr. Ka Hao Chong. For their examination of the nature of the lived experiences of cave dwellers in Brooklyn, New South Wales, Dr. Judith Hopwood. For their study into the associations between 24-hour movement behaviours and health among school-aged children in Saudi Arabia, Dr. Yazid Al-Kalawi and Alan Azar. for their exploration of changes in types of physical activity participation as children enter adolescence, especially non-organised activities, Dr. Byron James Kemp. For their study into the development of a framework to derive quantitative skin exposure limits for metals, Dr. Carmen Lee Naylor. For their study into developing a food framework pedagogy to advance urban food policies and food-related initiatives for promoting societal health and sustainability, Dr. Soo-Jin Park. For their examination of the socio-technological, political and institutional arrangements producing gambling harms in New South Wales, Dr. Jennifer Catherine Roberts. For his investigation on the role of urban green space quantity and quality for social and active ageing, Dr. S.M. Faisal Kabir Shuvo. For their study into the role and depiction of the victim in detective fiction narratives, Dr. Naomi Gay Barton. For their investigation into the emerging medium of virtual reality and its potential for expressive art, Dr. Luke Robert Buckmaster. For their exploration into the representation of people with disability in news coverage of the National Disability Insurance Scheme, NDIS, and what people with disability think about it, Dr. Sean Jeffrey Burns. For their study into expanding the field of creative non-fiction writing practice to find new modes of writing are self-fragmented by anxiety and illness, Dr. Lucinda Alice Strawn. For their examination of Sartre's insights into the appearance of smartphone graphics and their role in an individual's self-identity, Dr. Jodie Roberta Watts.
I would now like to introduce Professor Patricia M. Davidson, our Vice-Chancellor and President, to admit our Emeritus Professor to the University.
Thank you so much, Professor Farrell. I now present the candidate to be admitted as an Emeritus Professor of the University. Will Professor Paul Chandler please stand? Deputy Chancellor, I present Professor Paul Chandler. A proud Bidjigal man, Professor Paul Chandler's family and community instilled a love of learning that inspired his long and successful career. As a working student, Paul achieved a Bachelor of Science in Psychology with first-class honours and a Graduate Diploma of Education at the University of Sydney. Paul then completed his Masters of Science in Psychology at the University of New South Wales, where he went on to be the first Aboriginal person to be awarded a PhD. Throughout his teaching and academic career, Paul has made and continues to make an outstanding contribution to the lives of all Australians, from the earliest years of life through schooling, higher education and beyond. Joining the University of Wollongong as Dean of the Faculty of Education in 2007, Paul served 2 terms in the role in his 13-year tenure here with us. He was the intellectual architect and a key driver of University of Wollongong's visionary Early Start project, leading the crucial planning and establishment as its executive director and remaining foundation chair. Paul was appointed Pro Vice-Chancellor Inclusion and Outreach in 2017. He spearheaded the university's inaugural Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander strategy and had strategic oversight of the University of Wollongong Reconciliation Action Plan and Woollyunga Indigenous Centre, the latter of which has inducted him as Uncle in Residence. Under Paul's leadership, UOW has transformed its approach to educating and supporting First Nations students and researchers. He led strategic improvements through University of Wollongong's Aboriginal Advisory Committee, Aboriginal Advisory Group and Aboriginal Research Advisory Council. Paul oversaw the inception and development of the Jindola teaching program and worked to create an enriching and equitable learning experience for all students, but in particular First Nations. He established the award-winning UOW Homework Club and was the Foundation National Director of the Indigenous Mentoring Experience. In a stellar research career, Paul graduated over 60 students. Widely published, Paul remains among Australia's most highly cited educational researchers. He has received numerous research and teaching awards and was named among the nation's top 10 scientists in 2008 by the Australian Research Council. Following his retirement in December 2020, Paul remains a member of the Advisory Committee of the ARC Centre of Excellence for the Digital Child. Deputy Chancellor, in a stellar career as a researcher, educator and academic leader, Professor Paul Chandler has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to providing inclusive, equitable and exceptional educational opportunities for all. It is my great privilege to present Professor Paul Allen Chandler to be admitted as an Emeritus Professor of the University of Wollongong.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I admit you as Emeritus Professor of the University of Wollongong.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Emeritus Professor Paul Chandler to give the occasional address today. Please join me in welcoming and again congratulating Emeritus Professor Paul Chandler.
I'm assured my speech is up here somewhere. Oh, must be a moment. Well, here it is. Okay. Yambi Gun Dalayaya Nira. Hello. Welcome to everybody. Welcome to this sacred place of learning. UOW main campus is fortunate in many ways, one of which is its unique location. The main campus of UOW is located at the foothills of the Mother, Gira. Gira, or Mount Kira, as many of you know her, has been a place of learning for many thousands of years. The 5 clans that make up Dharawal peoples came to meet, learn, conduct ceremony and practice law on this very land that you are standing on now. Indeed, it is ironic that UOW should pick such a beguiling, sacred place for our university, and it is our university, or everybody's. Visionary, perhaps, Vice-Chancellor, or always meant to be? On this special day, your day, graduates, each and every one of you, I would like to formally first acknowledge the Vice-Chancellor, the Deputy Chancellor, all dignitaries that are upstage, staff, students, chaperones, and of course, I can see them all at the back but not well, is loving parents, carers who are attending this graduation. And I will take a little of me time now and thank my partner, Michelle, for turning up. And even better, my daughter, Tani, from another university, boo hiss, and my son, a future nursing student. Thank you for coming along. I know how exhausting these things can be after being a dean. After being a dean for 14 years, and we didn't have this luxury of having the name already called out. We were hard at school. I'd also like to quickly thank Jamie Beveridge, who I love deeply, who really is an inspiration. She is our Executive Director of Wollongong, and if I may take a second, Vice-Chancellor, Sue Bennett, the Executive Dean of whatever you call it now, Arts and Social Sciences, Education and Social Sciences. You couldn't get a better one. As you would have heard, my name is Paul Chandler, and as a former director, former dean of the fine university, I have attended many graduations, and frankly, I have loved them all. Families, loved ones, students, lecturers, all mingling together in a great atmosphere of happiness, success, and hope for the future. When I attend graduations, I tend to go back in my mind to the inspirational little song by Paul Kelly, "From little things, big things grow." And yes, haven't you all grown? From barely sprouted seedlings, when you arrive here to the perfect you 4 years later. You have grown beyond all expectations, grown in your own unique way to be the perfect entity that is you, grown through the love of your parents, fertilised and meticulously managed in all aspects of learning through your lecturers. I said fertilised, yes. All under the watchful and caring eye of Gira, who ensures you have enough sun, or dare I say it, rain. Now you have arrived at this time and place, I would like to pass on my sincerest congratulations to you all, for this is your time. So what next? In my culture, the future reveals itself when it is time. Don't rush life. Perhaps take a break overseas. Perhaps take a trip around Oz and see much of this big, vast, ancient and wise country. Perhaps go straight into employment and knock off some of that HECS debt. I see a lot of smiling parents when I see that. Or I see the Vice Chancellor happy with my next suggestion of stay with us and do a postgraduate degree and a PhD and beyond. But please, in a complex world that is barely recognisable to the one I grew up in, take the following advice. Live in the now, for that will sustain you. Don't worry about next week or what your friends are doing, for that will weaken you, or what your friends are up to. Take time for self-care. Take time to care for country, for she is very ill. Keep learning for your truth. Choose wisely and do all this with a smile on your face. You have but one lifetime. Do not waste it on TikTok. Except the cooking bits. I don't want maybe the fishing. And to everyone you meet, be kind, for you do not know of their journey. At this critical time for humanity, the world needs far more love and kindness. Appreciate your family, your kin, for they help bring you to this place in time. Now you're on your own. Now go forth, full of knowledge and kindness, with boundless love in your heart. Knowledge for a smarter world, kindness for a better you, and love for a better planet. Thank you.
Take time for self-care. Take time to care for loved ones. Take time to care for Mother Earth. Don't waste time in TikTok. Thank you, Emeritus Professor Paul Chandler, for that occasional address that was full of warmth and humour and humanity. So I'd now like to call upon Hannah Emily Geremia to give the vote of thanks. Hannah graduates today with a Bachelor of Communication and Media honours. Hannah's honours thesis focused on the application of moral and ethical systems in the fantasy tabletop role-playing game Dungeons and Dragons. Oh dear, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a small confession. I spent way too many hours in my teenage years playing Dungeons and Dragons. Hannah's thesis would have come in handy then. Anyway, Hannah is currently working as a tutor in the Bachelor of Communication and Media program. Fantastic. Please join me in welcoming Hannah to the stage.
Deputy Chancellor, members of the University, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, family and friends. It is an indescribable honour to stand in front of you today on behalf of my fellow graduates from the Faculty of Arts, Social Sciences and Humanities. Our graduation experience has been vastly different from those that preceded us. We were confronted with a once-in-a-lifetime global pandemic. We had to push through lockdowns and social distancing measures, all while a rapid shift to online learning took place. We could no longer feel the palpable tension during our night visits to the library the day before exam season began. We could no longer get lost in the rabbit warren that is Building 19, or run across campus and risk being late for the sake of coffee, that sweet caffeinated drink that got most of us through uni. We sit here now with not only a refined understanding of learning online, but what it means to persevere. The pandemic has not only tested our ability to remain focused and motivated, but our ability to look at the bigger picture, to look beyond the fear, anxiety, and seemingly unending COVID-19 restrictions to a day like today. While we recognise the obstacles we've overcome in order to sit here today, I implore you to reminisce on the positive experiences, not just the negative, that allowed us all to share in this achievement. The friends that stood by us amidst their own university struggles, the parents and family members who nurtured our creativity and ambition long before we entered our time at uni. Those who can't be with us today, any partners, extended family, and those watching online. To you, we extend our utmost gratitude. Your love, patience, and support has been invaluable. As we leave the university experience behind and traverse into the real world, we draw inspiration from those that have walked the path before us. I'd like to express my gratitude to our guest speaker, Professor Paul Chandler, for his impressive and hopeful words on growth and living for our truth. Your message will serve as a reminder that no matter how small we start, we are destined for great things. I'd also like to extend my thanks to the University of Wollongong and the staff who made this graduation possible. Thank you to our lecturers and tutors who made online learning bearable, and the honours, masters, and PhD supervisors that have nurtured our creativity and drive. Thank you for pushing us to be the best students we can be. As we leave today, let us reflect on the beginning of our future that is ours for the taking. It wouldn't be a graduate speech without a cheesy inspirational quote, so I'll leave you with a quote from the venerable Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn. Don't center on your anxieties. Keep your concentration here and now, where it belongs. Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Well, graduates, families, and friends, we are coming close to the end of our ceremony today. We now wish to share with you our graduation video. We hope this video will encourage you all to reflect on the infinite moments that have led to where you are sitting today.
Everything we've done has led towards today. But graduation seems singular. After all, it's one day, one degree, one end and one beginning. Think about it this way though. If we divide today by 4 years,
or 5 years,
or 3 years, or 8 years,
the equation becomes clearer. Because today isn't just an event or a graduation or a moment of change. It's what we've created through 24 subjects.
11 all-nighters.
357 books read.
54 5,000-word essays.
40 monologues critiqued.
154 films watched.
And 4 films made. Let's be real though. Our experience is way bigger than just the classroom. You've got to factor in
665 hypotheses.
6 heated dramas.
2 semesters abroad. 5 new cultures experienced.
12 concerts attended.
843 waves ridden.
169 hours lounging around.
17 dance parties.
2 major heartbreaks.
And more lifelong friendships than we can count.
When we take those experiences, the long days, late nights, and early mornings into the equation, we realise that graduation at the University of Wollongong isn't just some singular thing.
That it's a transition from finding our purpose
to changing our world with the purpose we found. That our passport to the future has been stamped
with the mark of a globally respected education.
And most importantly, we realise the moments that led up to this are
a tapestry,
a symphony,
an equation,
a 65,000-year-old history.
We realise that though today is a single moment, graduation is much bigger than any one day. Because, like an algorithm made up of bits of code,
or a building built from many bricks,
or a community built from many different people, today is the result of our
experiments,
experiences,
tests,
trials,
and victories.
So that's what we celebrate today. Not the cap, not the gown, but the infinite number of moments we shared at the University of Wollongong.
What a great day. Before we close, can I please ask our graduates to remain seated while the rest of the audience stands? Please join me in congratulating our graduates by giving them a warm round of applause. Thank you. You can all sit down now. Thank you. I'd like to warmly thank the students and staff who volunteered their time today to assist with the celebration. We feel incredibly proud to celebrate our graduates here today. We would like to invite all of you to join us under the marquee outside for light refreshments and to congratulate our graduates. However, it has been raining, so please take care both here and on your drive home. Our Aboriginal community members will lead the academic procession, followed by the graduates and then our VIPs. Guests, please be patient and remain in your seats as the ushers will be giving you instructions on exiting the venue. Please take direction from our ushers as you will be exiting row by row. Congratulations once again to our graduates. I now declare this ceremony closed.